Welcome to the theater. You have come tonight to see the Taming of the Shrew, a heroic tale of adventure named Patricia, who defeats some cleverness and church, as you will, defies the odds and tames the ultra-revered beast known as Kate the defies the odds and tames the ultra-revered beast known as Kate the Excuse me, but I'm trying to take this play.
Well, you're doing it wrong.
I'm not sure if it am not.
Oh, you most certainly are.
Am not.
Are to?
Am not.
Are to.
Well, I see you do a better job.
Very well. Good evening and welcome to the theater. You have come tonight to see the Taming of the Shrew, a tale of a beautiful young woman named Catherine, who was deeply sensitive on the inside, but no one could see it because she didn't want them to. Her patience was sorely tried by a fool who came to town and made a ridiculous bet that he could turn her into the most sensitive wife ever. Clearly he had issues. As did her father, who meant well but was clueless, so he married her after Neanderthal. But the clever woman didn't humor her dim-witted husband, knowing that she would always emerge victorious.
Excuse me, this play isn't called the Shrew who politely agreed to be tamed.
Yeah, well, it isn't called the guy who talks too much either.
Hey, come on you two. Let's start from the beginning and see, all right? Good evening and welcome to the theater. You've come tonight to see the Taming of the Shrew, a tale of a brave young man named Lucentio who defies the odds to marry his true love.
Bianca.
Yes, Bianca, overcoming all obstacles in his path. And then they kiss a lot. You do like stories with a lot of kissing, right?
Yes. Oh, please. Once in Padua there lived a lively and bold young maiden named Catherine.
Her younger sister, Bianca, was very pretty and everyone wanted to marry her, but no one wanted to marry Catherine.
That's because she was mean.
What did you say?
I was just pointing out that perhaps you can be sometimes a tiny bit, grumpy.
What?
Nothing at all.
That's what I thought. Catherine didn't want to marry anybody anyway.
Which wasn't fair because Bianca was...
Oh, this is very upsetting for her father, Baptista.
And so he declared that no one can marry his youngest daughter until his oldest daughter found a husband.
Which wasn't fair because Bianca was already deeply in love with a handsome young man.
Why, hello.
He's not that handsome. Dad.
They all got together and decided that if anyone was going to marry the beautiful Bianca, they would have to find someone to find Kate. Marry someone, Kate the Shrew.
I'll never get married.
It happened, however, that a gentleman, Patricia, came to Padua purposely to look for a wife being very handsome, brave, and patient man. He was not discouraged by these reports of Catherine's temper. Hearing she was rich and beautiful, he resolved to marry the Shrew and tame her into a meek and eventual wife.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. And Patricia went to see her father.
How did it go?
She's been on it.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna get it right.
All the order tried to tame the very little fire.
Baptista was a bit confused, but happy that Patricia liked Kate so much. So he quickly came to an agreement of marriage. You want her, you can have her. Baptista went to go fetch his daughter. Hopefully this Patricia had some sort of...
If she realized me, why do I will tell her she sings as sweetly as the nightingale. And then she found that everything was easier to nurse as she wanted to do. And if she bid to leave her, I will give her thanks, and if she bid me safe.
Catherine arrived, confident in her ability to chase away the latest in a long line of students.
Good morning, Kate, for that incident, I hear.
You must be deaf because my name is Catherine.
But you're Kate the Shrew. Well, Kate, I must confess that hearing your violent face every time I came here to leave for my life.
A strange courtship been made of it.
Fool!
Excellent.
Dunce!
Nobly spoken.
Irksome! Brawling! Scolding! Pestilence!
Amen.
Ugh!
Come, you lost. You're too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy then is to pluck it out.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, really?
Really?
I think it's going rather well.
Sweet Catherine, when you will I will marry you. Give me a good cake. I will get a bit of light, find a pearl for our wedding, kiss me, Kate, for we will be married on Sunday.
On the following Sunday, all the wedding guests were assembled.
I love weddings.
I love weddings more.
I love you.
I love you more.
I want to marry you.
I want to marry you more.
Hey, this play isn't called The Marriage of the Two Idiots.
On the following Sunday, all the wedding guests were assembled.
But Patricio was not there.
And so they waited and waited and waited.
At last he appeared.
And a strange sight it was indeed.
Indeed.
Patricio wasn't dressed at all like a bridegroom.
And he hadn't brought any of the wedding finery he promised.
But Patricio could not be persuaded to change his attire.
Catherine is revered to me, not my clothes.
And so the wedding began, Patricio behaving strangely the entire time.
Petruchio, do you take Catherine to be your wife?
Sorry, I missed what you said.
Petruchio, do you take Catherine to be your wife?
Nope, still can't hear you.
Petruchio, do you take Catherine to be your wife?
Yes!
I now pronounce you man and wife.
I'm so happy.
After the ceremony, Patricia called for me.
Catherine was much alarmed.
Patricia was really acting crazy. All part of the plan to take Kate to Shrew.
Oh, the next day, but before Petruchio and Catherine could taste the sumptuous and might add very expensive peas fountains that provided, Petruchio insisted on carrying home his new wife instead.
No amount of arguing could persuade him to stay.
Instead, he called for a horse for Catherine. He called for a horse for Catherine.
I don't want to play the horse. I don't want to.
I had to dance.
I got wet.
Alright, fine, I'm the horse. Nay, nay.
That would make the most unpleasant journey for the bride.
Use the road ladies.
After the long and pleasant journey, Patricio was newly married wife
Thankfully, supper was soon served.
Patricia pretended to find fault in every dish.
Catherine found this behavior very strange.
He only did it so that his mother would not have to eat. He was fully prepared.
Gee, thanks. Later, when a very weary Catherine was ready for rest,
He found the same fault with the men.
Catherine was so tired she fell asleep in a chair, but was quickly awakened.
What is that? You fell off soft? Get out of my sight.
Next day, Petruchio did exactly the same thing, always speaking kind words to Catherine, but finding fault with every item of food set before her.
By now, Catherine was so tired and so hungry she had no choice but to cry.
Her weeping was interrupted by the entrance of Petruchio.
Ah!
Her weeping was interrupted by the entrance of Petruchio.
Ah!
There, now you can eat. No thank you, no food.
So Catherine swallowed her pride. I pray you, let it stand.
Poor servers who pay with thanks, and so shall not before you touch the meat.
Let it stand.
Give me thanks.
Let it stand.
Give me thanks.
Let it stand.
Give me thanks.
Thanks?
And now, my honey love, we will return and tie about the honest house and fill it bravely as best with silky coats and caps and clothes, with dust and dust, and farting gills with thick with scarfs and fans and double chain rope bravery, with every grace of these and all this.
Now, to make her believe he really intended to give her all these things, he called in a tailor.
Who brought some new clothes Patricia had ordered for him. The tailor then presented a gown.
Hey, I love that cap.
Taylor then presented a gown.
Hey, I like that gown.
Taylor then presented the tailor then executed.
Meanwhile, brave Lucentio was taking matters into his own hands so that he could finally marry the woman of his dreams.
Bianca.
Yes, Bianca. As you may remember, Lucentio desperately wanted to marry Bianca, but was forbidden to do so until Kate was married. And even though Kate was now married, Petruchio had to prove that she would make a dutiful wife. And let's face it, that was never going to happen. Plus, there were all these other obstacles in his path, like his many rivals and...
Since you enough, this place is called Boo too bad for you. It was true that Petruchio still had to return to Baptista's house where her work had sickness supplied, so he continued his brilliant plan to tame Kate the Shrew.
And Kate soon realized that life would be much more pleasant if she could somehow humor her husband. The big weirdo.
Your bed, my honey love.
Why, thank you, dear heart.
His master plan finally accomplished. Petruchio thought it was time for the couple to visit Baptista, but not before he touched Kate one last time. On the way to Baptista's house, he declared the moon to be shining at midday, with Kate agreeing to such ridiculous statements. But Kate, there's the moon.
I know it is the moon.
Then you lie, it is the sun.
Then it is the blessed sun. But sun it is not when you say this. Just tell me if you change your mind.
But it seems a little too easy. So, when they happened to meet an old man on the road, Petruchio touched her hand. Hello, pretty lady. Tell me, sweet Kate, have you ever seen such a young woman?
Young, beautiful, fair, fresh, and sweet. I've never seen such a beautiful maiden. Your prince must be quite pleased to have such a stunning daughter.
Why, how now, Kate? I hope thou art not that. This is clearly a man, old, maiden, with not a maiden, I said. God, that sees.
Oh, you're right. It is an old man. I don't know what I was thinking.
His test complete, they journeyed pleasantly together until they arrived at Baptista's house. There, a large company had assembled to celebrate the wedding of Bianca and Lucentio.
And let me tell you, arranging their long-desired marriage was no easy feat. There were rivals, deceptions, servants pretending to be masters, masters pretending to be servants, fathers showing up without warning.
Oh, I remember that one time when you snuck into my room against my father's wishes.
Yeah.
That was really dangerous.
Yeah, that was really dangerous.
I'm so glad we're married.
I'm more glad we're married.
I love you forever.
I love you forever plus one.
I love you forever plus two.
I love you forever plus...
Ahem.
What?
We're in this story too.
But what is the play called?
Taming of the Shrew.
As we were saying, Petruchio and Kate were welcome to Baptista's feast.
they all started teasing Petruchio because of his mean, nasty, disagreeable wife who nobody liked anyways because they always wrecked their stories.
Petruchio took little notice of their jokes and gods until Baptista joined in the laugh against them.
Ha! Ha ha ha.
Petruchio laughed right back. Ha! And then he made a bet. Let each one sip for his wife. Whoever's wife listens to the plans.
The other two men really agreed because they thought their wives were better than the headstrong king.
So Lucentio sent first for his beautiful, sweet, charming wife.
Then they all laughed at him. Ha 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 ha.
The servants who returned empty-handed. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Your wife cannot come. She seems to be busy.
How can she say she cannot come and is busy? Is that an answer for a wife?
Then they all laughed at him.
Ha 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 ha
The next wife was called.
The servant shortly returned.
Oh no, where is my wife?
Sir, the lady is busy and forbid you to come with her.
Now was the moment Petruchio had been waiting for. The untrue wishes to tell her I demand her to come to me.
The men hardly had time to believe she would not obey this summons when Baptista exclaimed.
Now by my holiday, here comes Catherine.
They could not believe their eyes.
I'm so happy.
That is the story of how Petruchio came to take the Shrew.
And how Tate shrewdly let him believe whatever he wanted to.
What? I tamed you.
Right.
I did.
Sure you did.
I'm telling you, you were tamed.
No, I wasn't.
And that is also the story of how Lucentio came to marry his lady love,
Bianca!
Bianca.
And how they kissed. A lot.
All right, guys, why don't you all come out for a bow? Everybody on stage for a bow. Yay!